It's week 6 of the National Football League. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Express on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Antonio Express. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this San Antonio team as they enter play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. The return is Jones from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be piloted by their veteran quarterback, standing 6'4". It's Ryan Tannehill.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. A look at the numbers from Penny last week. 18 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. So a great play there for this highly regarded linebacker, making his first career sack.
And his versatility on display right there. Look, we've known him primarily as a tackler and a cover man, but he can go get the quarterback when the situation calls for it, as he just did right there.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Tannehill. And the pressure gets to him again. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And they'll send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Nifty move. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
And they'll begin by running the option. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And Jackson going to hold on to it again.
Dances by him. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Tannehill.
He'll get this out wide to Penny.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Penny, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Tannehill.
Completes this one to Pickens. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Penny. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
The tackle made by Michael Pierce. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the draw, this is Penny. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Tannehill. Leaves it for Penny.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
He's taken out of bounds.
Now Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Flush to his right. And he fires one, but incomplete. On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Oh, he still brings it in off the tip here on the deep shot. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson, options out left. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Jackson on 1st down. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
2nd down and 4. Now it's Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Penny. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
now it's Penny running right. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Penny, a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Tannehill. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that'll bring him back within 4. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. 10-6 the score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. 2nd and 6 just inside the 30. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest.
Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Here's Tannehill.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
That's a gain of 7.
Tannehill on 3rd down.
Over the middle, complete into the hands of Tremble. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw here into the hands of Jones.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Tannehill. And he's got it. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
Haskins diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
To try here for the extra point. And this one's right there, and that pushes the lead to 13-10. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Hassan Haskins.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson.
Right back to Duvernay. That's complete.
From the 39, Jackson.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
7 yards there and a first down. They go play action with Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Tannehill. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this one is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air again, Tannehill. That caught by Tremble. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down now, but that clock rolling. Tannehill's throw into the hands of Pickens. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Tannehill now to throw. That's caught by Penny. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing again is Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On first down, Tannehill to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. That's going to be caught by Pickens. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Tannehill throwing again. And it's caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
A gain of 9 on the play.
Now Tannehill on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tommy Tremble. As the first half is winding down. And the Express have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they covered him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Good games galore.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Jackson on first down. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he is going to lose yardage here. On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Jackson.
Right side, there's Likely with it.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
They go with the option on 4th down, left side. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Penny up the middle. And he's got room.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 56 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now they'll run it again with Penny. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, here's Penny, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Being chased out left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Play action. It's Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson.
Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. The quick feet by Jackson.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Jackson.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete on the deep ball. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
They'll run for it. It's Edwards.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Caleb Farley.
Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
And that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw.
A slant route caught by Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Jones. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. From the gun to give to Penny. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
They'll try the right side here with Penny. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And that is incomplete. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe.
Well, I think congratulations are in order on that one. Only a handful of kicks in league history have ever been hit from 61 yards or further. Well, he was approaching record-setting territory with that one.
And the kickers that we know, they can't wait for this opportunity. They've been asking for it for a long time. They talk about it in practice. They put those little subliminal messages towards their coaches. Just give me a chance. I'll make it. And he went out there and did it. Wow, that was a heck of a kick.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He finds his man complete. That's McKenzie.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th.
To throw is Jackson.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Again, Jackson.
Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now it's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 4th down.
Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. He's going to have the hook up to Gage.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down as the defense nowhere to be found there. A gain of 20 on 4th down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And as a result, possession switches hands. They'll try and run some clock here with Penny. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Inside handoff, Penny.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. 84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Again, it's Penny. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the home team here, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as he'll be back in action in Week 8.